It's time for another video where I complain about dumb people. Again, another unscripted video because there's no real way to script this. It's just people in the MK fandom are really fucking stupid, and it kind of makes sense. I had to make a follow-up video to this fucking thing because people are dumb. Which doesn't surprise me. Like, no matter how small your fucking YouTube channel is, you're still gonna get these absolute vile cockroaches just suddenly come out the woodwork if you just have any spicy take at all. And the fact that saying, I don't want every fucking woman in a franchise to be sexualized as a hot take in MK, that's really fucking concerning. Like, I do think this is the worst fandom. Just in general, there's no good literally no good content creators for it. That are like popular or anything. I don't consider myself one. I just make whatever the fuck I want, which is MK a lot of the time. That just happens to be a thing. But there's no good content creators because they all make up bullshit or are just terrible people or both. Brusque poet. So that's one issue when you've got like those sorts of people who are like the main like if you're looking for MK content, you're gonna be looking on YouTube and you're gonna be watching videos of these fucking idiots, and yeah, it's you're being like, fueled with misinformation, and that's what happens with a lot of that. And I don't know where a lot of it comes from now. Those channels. I don't know where the rest of it comes from specifically. It just feels like a lot of people just don't do their own research. And boy, the comment section in this one really showed. And I will be showing some comments. I don't give a fuck. I am showing some comments, which have since been deleted. You've been blocked, which is usually what I do. I block you if you're a fucking twat, which is a lot of people because I hate this thing. But I hate this fandom. I hate at least, I don't know, a good chunk of like vocal MK fans who are on social media. I will probably disagree with most of them. A lot of time I just twats about it. Like in this video. It's bad when you check notifications and you get this shit. I hate them grandmama outfits. What the fuck even is that? I miss the MK9 fits. Saying women wearing, like normal clothes, a normal amount of clothing, grandma attires, just fucking fuck off. And the other one, MK9 costume is such shit. Agreed. And women carry all of square faces. Agreed. The character models in MK9 are really bad. They're very weird. The 3D era had better graphics. The actual like character models, they weren't trying to be as detailed as well as the environments, but the art style worked better there. Whereas MK9 is like one of the worst aged ones besides MK4, which that's kind of my default. My opinion at least. Most of the character models are awful. So yeah, I agree. And then this guy has to go ahead and close the comment saying and look like trans. Fuck off. Just fuck off. Like, it is insane to me how you can. I make this video, right, and I get a whole load of shit, It really does show MK fans. Whether they even agree with me or not, they use your shitty people. Because this fucking fandom is fucked. They're really fucked. The fact that I can just make a video that has nothing to do with trans at all, and you just get a transphobe show up because it's Mortal Kombat, of course. But no boy is this fucking guy, which I'm gonna go easy on him because he's probably 12 years old. Like, honestly, that's not even like supposed to be a diss or anything. I genuinely think they're below teenage years. If I were to hazard a guess. 1535 is where I lost you. You're saying you're the wrong you're. They used the wrong you're the whole time. That's fine. That's whatever. I wasn't using proper grammar or anything when responding to him because it's not worth the time, is it? It's not worth the time making a fucking proper essay for him. Those angles bad for Mortal Kombat and fatalities are bad when they're literally the biggest part of Mortal Kombat. So there's this argument where, well, the 90s did it, therefore it's good, and they proceeded to make the same argument over and over again. They had no actual defense other than, well, gotta do it because it was in the original stuff, which I really fucking hate. I want this franchise to evolve, move forward, instead of just trying to, fuck up it. Retelling, remaking, just whatever, recapturing the 90s shit. Which, it's annoying. It's really annoying. You wanna find some good things, that modern MK could take from? The 3D era. The stage interactivity, the fighting styles, and all the designs, but a few of them not so much. It's fucking weird how MK has so many DLC options, but so many of them aren't just classic designs. That's obviously gonna make the most money. They do the arcade stuff, obviously. That's pretty much it. Deception Sub-Zero is the first ever 3D era costume that's come back, and you can't fucking get it because they made it a DLC pre-order bonus that they don't put in the shops a couple times, and it's no longer in the yearly shop rotation, which doesn't change each year anymore. Held on NRS. But I digress. I think just looking at stuff and going, it was in the 90s, it should be in modern games, is dumb. It's why I don't like the MK1 characters and how they're in every game just because they were in MK1. And the guy make responses. I respond to this guy. It was about an hour, and then I blocked him. And the reason I didn't block this guy specifically sooner was because, bro, free content. Free fucking content. Because I think this just highlights a prime example of what MK fans are like. So I want to get as much out of this as possible. And yeah, they kind of hired and you watch the video. And yeah, they said they lost a point about fatalities, even though the video was about sexualized designs. I brought the gore stuff because everyone brings up alongside sexualization, because people go, oh, well, what about the gore? And I'm saying it's gone too much, because a developer literally got PTSD making the MK11 fatalities, and the MK11 fatalities have a bunch of problems. I made a comment about it somewhere to this guy. Okay, I explained it in this comment. I didn't realize. I'm not showing the whole fucking thread because a lot of it's brain dead, but I mean, well, no, I'm looking at it because it's brain dead. But a lot is just kind of nothing. It's kind of repeating because they never really have a point, these people. They just go, well, the 90s did it, and this YouTube I watched said this, so you're wrong. This YouTube I watched is right. So this led into the other thing, and this is the interesting thing that I want to get into specifically, because everyone fucking brings it up, and it's just never happened. They bring up the Mileena bullshit. The reason why Mileena is sexualized. I brought up in my video that this has never been a thing. There's never been a reason for Mileena's costumes being sexualized. Scarlet has an excuse, and that's the only one, and it's a bad one at that, because it's just it's a feature about her powers that don't even matter. They're not even cool. It's a very stupid excuse. And notice how people need to make made up character excuses to justify why they're sexualized. It's dumb. And the reasons people give, they're not interesting for the character anyway. In the video, I give a completely valid reason why Shiva should probably be wearing less clothes than most characters, because that is just a natural thing with Shokan. And she does an MK11 anyway. She wears armor, but her legs are still exposed and stuff. And that's fine. That's just with that, it's oh, that's not supposed to be sexualized. Whereas MK9, it's definitely, the reason why the costume's like that is definitely because it's supposed to be sexualized. Instead of just, oh, Shokan's strong. They show off their fucking ripped bodies, So Shiva makes sense. Scarlet, MK9 trying to make sense of it, but it's just a bad excuse that doesn't add anything. It doesn't contribute anything to her powers. And the Mileena one doesn't exist. It's not real. Wake the fuck up. Stop trying to start another MK Mandela effect. Which, there's a lot of them. You know, I can make a whole separate video about Mortal Kombat Mandela effects. One of which is people thinking Bihan's always been a villain. Like, what are these people on? This guy probably thinks that. I wouldn't be shocked. But that's not what the video is about. You know, they bring up the Mileena shit. I'm like, the Mileena BS has never been canon or established in any official MK media. You've been hailing too much Force Snake copium because it comes from Force Snake, because he brought up... I don't even know if he intended to treat it as canon. I don't know. I don't care about that guy. I don't like him. But it comes from Force Snake, that whole thing. And yeah, I bring up that I literally brought in a misconception video, so you probably didn't even watch the actual video I made. And then he says, the Force Snake has intelligent and is an actual fan of the series and cares about it. So I'm a fake fan, basically. Sorry guys, I'm a fake fan. Fake fan here. Fake fan here who is spent literally hours, like hundreds of fucking hours over the last 3 years making an MK story. And this fucking guy wants to say, I'm not a real fan, and I don't care for the series, and that I don't know the lore. Very, very interesting. Very fucking interesting. Yeah, so let's go into this. We are back and forth about this. Him saying Mileena stuff is canon. And I've been looking, and I spent like several comments trying to get a source out of him, because I need to know where these fucking people think this lore comes from. And I was actually surprised that I even got an answer here. Yeah, he just keeps going on. You know, I think this reply was going to try and sort me over something. So I was just like, yeah, you're making up fake lore. Shut up. And he's like, hey, I think he's literally not the only one to know that. If you're a fan of MK, then you should know this. If you're a fan of MK, you should do your own fucking research and realise that the lore never existed. Yeah, I get an watching a whole thread, because I just went through it, because I recorded like the whole thing and just scrolled down so I can get whatever comments I need to from this fucking cursed discussion that lasted like a fucking hour, which I'm very saddened by. That's an hour I'm never getting back. Yeah, I finally found this, and yeah, the comments are out of order and stuff. It's just a whole mess. To actually show you it, and for it to make any cohesive sense if I just show it in full. But yeah, we finally got the answer of him eventually, and it's shown he was insecure of her face in that god awful web series MK Legacy. At least he knows it's fucking awful, because oh my god. There's hope. There's hope. Well, that show is awful. That was one of the few good things in that whole show. It gives Mileena more character and why she would show her attractive side. More especially something like this can happen IRL. You should listen to other people when it comes to MK, especially Force Snake, because he knows his stuff. He does not. He made an entire video trying to claim that Blaze is not on the bridge in the pit, because the pit thing predates Blaze, which is looking too deep into it, mate. So yeah, that's just a prime example. And then he wanted me to, like, in the cards, he literally wanted me to go cover why MK is bullshit, YouTubers are bullshit. I'm like, what? There's like so many examples, and what YouTube are even on about? Force Snake, there's less than your usual guy, but now Force Snake associates himself with people like True Underdog Gaming, who literally hasn't given us a single accurate video at all. I just made a video about like his little impossible quiz, and several of the answers aren't even true. He's just wrong. And there's various other things, clickbait titles like the most whatever usually aren't right. Like the hardest comment in Mortal Kombat history, but he doesn't really know any of MK's history before the NRS stuff. He does basic research but gets stuff muddled up. For example, he claimed Mortal Kombat Armageddon only sold 1 million copies, and he thinks this because the search for when you search up how many copies of Mortal Kombat Armageddon sell, it will highlight 1 million copies. But if you look into the actual article, it is going on about how it is. They've just announced that it's sold 1 million copies, but this is like a 2007 post. It's still getting sales. So yeah, there's an example. There are so many examples I can pull from. And yeah, one example is the fact that Fortnite made up this fucking misconception thing that everyone thinks is true. That's a very big example here. But anyway, yeah, this is true. You know, I'm surprised to even know this. MK Legacy is shit, true, and MK Legacy, she is insecure about her face that I can't features. But guess what? That's it. That's the end of the idea. Do you guys realise something here? The misconception was she's insecure about her face, so she dresses up skimpily to draw attention away from her face. You guys see how they've jumped the ball a bit there, you know that. And again, even if you go by this isn't canon. It doesn't apply to the games. You want to know why it doesn't apply to games? Because Deception, for example, and Armageddon, she wears a translucent veil. And in all the games, she will, like, pull her mask down and bite into people. And that's the thing, she wears a mask. Why would she need to draw attention from her teeth if she hasn't covered? And it's just, I don't get the appeal of the idea anyway, besides, excuse to make women sexy, ooh. Because women can only be sexy if they're half naked. And yeah, that's the thing. That's how the idea falls apart, because she just wears a mask. If you want to use that idea, which again, I don't see what it offers, because in my opinion, her embracing like a Tarkatan side is more interesting, because Tarkatans are interesting, you know. I want to see her do stuff with Baraka, you know. Instead of hiding that side, because that makes her more like Katana, you know, if you want to go off of that. I think it's interesting as like a backstory detail, if you want to go with the fact that she grew up with Katana and they thought they were twins, right? There were no shenanigans going on, but she has the Tarkatan teeth, so she's insecure about that, and she's trying to hide it because she doesn't know what's happening to herself. And that's about it, you know. That's like as far as you go. It's like a backstory detail and that kind of stuff. If you're going as early as like the MK1 stuff and she's still insecure about her fucking mouth, it's been thousands of years, mate. Go yourself. And if you want to go off the MK9 thing, then why? Why would you want to have Mileena be born during MK2? Very dumb idea. So yeah, I don't see much value in this. I use it in my fanfic. But that is just a reason for like backstory stuff. And that's about it. Yeah, what really fucking pisses me off here is you should listen to other people when it comes to MK, especially Snake. I fucking hate that. Because as I talked about earlier, paying attention to MK YouTubers is why a lot of these fans are really fucking dumb, and they just echo chambers for the same bullshit. And I can't stand it. I cannot stand it. No, I don't want to watch Snake. I don't want to fucking watch Snake at all. No, I don't want to. I really would rather not. You want to know what I would rather do? I'd rather look at the actual games, you know, official sources. I'd rather use MK Wiki. MK Wiki is mostly accurate. I kind of notice there's more inaccuracies going on nowadays, but it's one of the more accurate wikis I've seen. Fan wikis that are like specifically for franchises, you know, don't like fandom. Those are usually mostly accurate, you know. They're going to be a much more reliable source than any of the MK YouTuber stuff. You're not going to pick up any major misconceptions from them. So, yeah, use that, right? Or just go and play the fucking games, or just watch videos of the games. You know, just videos of gameplay. Instead of listening to, my favourite white man YouTuber, he said this, he said that, he's so smart. Instead of doing your own fucking research. Because a lot of it's bullshit. So yeah. Yeah, I did reply, and this is my explanation. This is when I tried to manage, like, fucking proof of why YouTubers are various conceptions. And, like, I can't just, like, list. I'm not wasting my time listing a bunch of fucking examples. Just do your own research. That's literally just the moral of the story. Just do your own fucking research. They're not reliable sources. They're really not. But yeah, I do point out the fact that even if this was canon, it wouldn't be applicable to a character. So then he goes on. He brings up Force Snake a lot, because you got fucking Suck Off, my favorite MK YouTuber. So that's the whole thing, and he's bringing up that as headcanons now because I proved him wrong after about 50. It only took 50 fucking minutes. That's the case. Then Force Snakes and many other MK fans' headcanons are better and add more to the stories and characters. Which I think, yes, fan headcanons are good. I have many of them. I have a fan fucking story. But I don't see the appeal to this idea. And even if you are going off of that idea, it doesn't have to involve sexualizing her. Being insecure means you wear a mask of your teeth. That's the most logical thing she could do. And she wears a mask anyway. So you can add that onto a character. Again, I don't see much point in it. But that's a thing you can do, and that works fine. Proceeding to sexualize her because, don't look at my teeth. Even though she should be covering them up anyway. If that's what your argument is, then that's dumb. That's where it becomes a very dumb reason. You like to sexualize designs, that's fine. I don't actually care like what your take on the designs are. I think some of the 3D era ones are kind of cool because there's more than just a bikini there. Like Mileena has a cool bandana in a Deception default. I don't like the bra with a skull thing on it. I don't think it makes sense for a character, but she's got like some cool bits of armor and a bandana. I just wish it was an actual design because bikini armor is stupid. It doesn't make sense. That's one example of costumes that have good things. Deception Mileena, really cool veil with the translucent thing so you can still see her teeth. That's really fucking cool. And the sleeves are cool. But you want the problem? The design ends there. Because she left the rest of her wardrobe at home. She's wearing a black panties and black high heel boots. And like some like black strap things. There's nothing there. And that's the whole thing. Even if I ignore the fact that I find these costumes to be fucking objectively sexist. I just don't think they're good designs because there's no design. It's just skin. That's what really annoys me because you see the MKX design, the concept designs that would bring back the same sort of mask and same sleeves, but it's an actual design now. I'm like, yeah, that's so much fucking cooler. Because the sleeves in the file, those are like the two coolest things she's ever had in a design. Well, unfortunately, that is the end of her design. And whenever people bring up how they love that design, they always bring up those two things. They don't bring up the fact that wow, look, boob, tits and ass, because there's not a design there. Which is why, inherently, it's better to have more clothes because there's more design there. It's just insane how this shouldn't be this hard to understand. And then because they're having a fucking meltdown because I've shut down their only argument. Also, your whole video on female skins is stupid. And they always did this with female characters. It's not a big deal. Show me since the costumes are better than the sexual ones or someone, and yeah, that's fine. I agree with that. I think most of them are bad. Well, all of them are bad to a degree. Some of them aren't as bad. Like I point out, the 3D era ones at least had some like distinct design aesthetics, whereas MK9 it's literally just bikinis. There is nothing of interest there. But yeah, it's just the fact you go, oh well, this is stupid. Fuck off. Just grow up. It's so pathetic. And really bad argument, because I mentioned at the start, they were bringing up the fact that, Gore was in your 90s show. And, my suggestion wasn't that fatality should be removed, which I don't think they understood. My suggestion was that fatality should be more of a gameplay thing rather than just a over-the-top, long-ass cutscene that will just cause slowdown online and will cause PTSD for the people fucking working on them. Because, again, it's like 74 cutscenes you have to make. I think that's the number, because it's 2 for 37 characters. Maths, I think that's right, 74. And then there's also, like, the 3-stage fatalities, so 77, why? It's just too much effort for something that doesn't impact gameplay. It has nothing to do with story. It's just a thing there because, the 90s did it. Nostalgia. And I get that fatalities are a big part of franchise, which is why I'm suggesting don't remove them. Just rename brutalities fatalities and then make them possible to do on the fatality screen. The finish from screen, I mean. Or bring back creative fatality, which I know is a fucking hot take because people don't like it, which I don't get. I know there's a lot of options, actually, But I know people think, there's a limited amount of stuff you can do. There's quite a lot. And the fact you could just keep going, you can make a really long one, and you get 50 coins per input. And if you get, like, a successful finish, because there's different finishing moves to end the little thing, that's really cool. It's actually interactive. It actually affects gameplay. There's an actual reward with the coins. It's the only time I bother doing fatalities in an MK game. So, yeah, I think creative fatality worked, personally. I think it should have stuck around. Same for create a character. Why that was only a one-game thing is so fucking annoying. Like, come on, most games have a creation suite by now. And that includes fighting games. It's dumb. But I digress. Point is, yeah, I have no issues with fatality sticking around, but they need to change. They need to be, they can't just be just cutscenes anymore, especially not on such overly brutal detail, just because graphics are getting better and we're struggling to keep up with it. So we just gotta be as brutal as possible, even though you're just beating a corpse at that point. So yeah. And now, at the end of this discussion with Mr. Spider-Man Unknown here, which is why I think I had 12, because, come on. They're now saying, well, MK always used to do this. Yeah, because MK started in the 90s, where sexism was rampant. What a terrible, terrible fucking argument. You want to know why? Stuff is not as sexualized as much, like why that is more of a rarity these days. Because women's rights, you fuckheads. It's so dumb. It's so dumb, all of this. It's been another 30 minutes of my time. But yeah, I think I've covered everything in this little rant here. I don't know what I'm calling this video. It's just something I need to say. Something I need to get off my chest. I fucking hate this fandom, and I cannot stand whatever this mindset is. I don't get it. I really don't get it. What have we done today? Do your own research. Don't be transphobic. I know you said don't be trans. No. Don't be transphobic. Number 3, don't be fucking sexist. Number 4, stop trying to have an excuse for your sexist designs. Yeah, like if you make an excuse, right, that does highlight the fact that it's like, oh, yeah, you're agreeing that it's morally bad and that you need an excuse for it. That's just how I see it. I think it's very weird. I think it's weird if you try and make an excuse for why they're dressed like that, rather than just letting them dress like that. Because I feel like that because you want to look at the positive side, it's like, oh yeah, like women empowerment or whatever. You want to make an argument, even though that's clearly not the intent for any of these designs in MK. That's just what some people can take from that, and that's fine. Again, whatever you interpret from this, it's fine. Even if you interpret it as, well, I like them because they're sexy, that's fucking fine. But again, it falls back to the fact that it's something that's, just designing them to be sexy for the sake of it, that doesn't have a place in Mortal Kombat. It has a place in your porn sites. So yeah, I don't care what your takeaway from these designs are. If you can't acknowledge the fact that they shouldn't be in the games anymore, then you're a problem. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.